Welcome to Building a Character, where I'm going to be building your favorite characters using Pathfinder and Spheres of Power. Check the description for the character sheet, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
My god, it has been a while, and it's not telling me that I'm recording. Whatever. To celebrate the great spooky month and the somewhat recent class release on the Spheres of Power Wikipedia, I decided to make the Crimson Fucker himself, Alucard. Sadly, this class did a few things that I don't like for him, but we can always fluff it around. And I need to break a lot of my established rules. So expect this video to be a long and weird one. A little bit of a warning. A player in a regular game will definitely never, ever, ever be able to actually make him like this. I can always remake the video for normal players at another point, but I kind of wanted to just do this way. So please don't crucify me in the comments. Actually, go ahead and try to crucify me in the comments after this video. The algorithm likes it. Anyway, what are the goals of the build? Goal number 1, if you've seen Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, hashtag lifehack. We'll be getting that. We'll absolutely be getting that. Goal number 2 is to become the Crimson Fucker. And goal number 3 is, I'll let Alucard say it himself,
a real fucking vampire.
On to race. Alucard was a human. Take +2 charisma for the memes. Take Death Knight's Purchase for the bonus feat and enjoy your skilled race feature. Step number 1. Take the Dread Vampire template. Yes, we're already going with this. Outside of the litany of other bonuses that you get, which will be in the description below, you gain +8 strength, +6 dexterity, +4 wisdom and intelligence, and +6 charisma. Constitution doesn't exist since you're undead anyway. You also gain the alertness, combat reflexes, improved grapple, improved initiative, and lightning reflex feats as bonus feats. Even though I'm already cheating here, I'll take out 3 levels from the progress since this is a 3 CR template. Next will be stats. We'll be using 25 point buy. Oh boy. Strength and charisma will be at 16. I know what you're about to say. Dexterity will be at 14. You use guns more than anything, but you aren't afraid to get in dirty with your hands. Plus, having the bonus strength is just nice. Anyway, intelligence and wisdom will be at 10. You don't really need to plan ahead since you're basically immortal and nearly invincible, and you ignore most will saves anyway. But anyway, constitution will be at 0 since you're undead. Obviously, it's at 10. You just don't put any points into it. Now we get to the meat and bread of this. It is Gestalt time. The first half of the levels will be dedicated to Dread Vampire. This way is just a little bit easier for me to edit in the beginning. The other side will be the Crimson Tempest archetype of Crimson Dancer. You gain Bloodied Whirlwind, Cracking Waves, Beating Winds, and Airy Vita. I can never pronounce that word right. Anyway, Bloodied Whirlwind gives you the Weather Sphere for free. I know, this is a weird start. Crackling Waves gives you the Clear Sky Mantle and doubles the resistance you have towards wind effects. And gonna be honest here, the only reason I took this archetype was for Beating Winds, which allows you to use your bloodletting ability with ranged attacks. If you don't care about that on your ranged attacks, then just take the other archetype or just base Crimson Dancer. That would probably fit him a whole lot better than this. Anyway, Airy Vita, whatever, has a lot, so I'll just leave the reading on that one onto you. And the feat on that will be basically whatever you want. But I went with Noble Scion, 2nd level Crimson Tempest. Don't forget, the other side is going to Dread Vampire. But 2nd level Crimson Tempest gain Blade Current. You can utilize wind as a weapon. I know, it's fucking stupid, but just work with me here. In an area of severity 2 or higher winds, you may make wind attacks that deal a d6 of slashing damage and cannot crit. Each severity increase will increase the amount of damage by 1 step. Extinguished creatures will take untyped damage instead of slashing. These wind attacks also ignore wind penalties, obviously. You also gain your revelation called the Tempest Song. At this level, it doesn't matter. For level 3, you take Dread Vampire first. Obviously, this will be the last quote-unquote level of Dread Vampire. And then you'll take the 3rd level of Crimson Tempest. Enjoy your Hemolithic Art. I took Femoral Severance. you spend 2 of your Vita, whatever. I'm just going to use V. You spend 2 of your V points as a free action to creatures suffering from your bloodletting to increase the bleed by 1 point per 5 feet that they move. Feat at this level is Bloodmonger. The target suffers a -1 penalty to any saving throws against your spells or magic sphere effects. On to level 4. Now we're in the fun stuff. First, now that you're done with Dread Vampire, you'll be taking the first level of Reincarnation Master. This is the Incanter archetype. Nothing crazy at this level. Level 4 Crimson Tempests get Veracity. Weird. After spending at least 1 minute with your V pool at 0, you gain a 10-foot enhancement bonus to your base land speed, and your next attack applies bloodletting to a creature that was not bleeding and an additional d6 of damage. Stat increase at this level will be +1 Charisma. Second level of #Lifehack, which is Reincarnation Master, gives half of your Reincarnation Master level to the DCs of your Sense Motive, Diplomacy, and Knowledge checks. Fifth level of Crimson Fucker buffs your Bloodied Whirlwind. Feat at this level is Sanguine Magic. You do not provoke attacks of opportunity from bleeding opponents when using spells and sphere effects. Whenever you use your Bleeding Wounds Ghost Strike, which I expect you to have by this point, or apply the Bleed Quicken ability through the Blood Sphere as a standard action or greater, you additionally apply the effects of your Bloodied Strike to creatures that fail their saving throw. And you can apply the effects of any bleed talent as if you'd used it in an attack of opportunity. I mean, as if you'd used it as an attack action. Basically, take Death Sphere, take Blood Sphere, and slap as much bleed onto somebody as you can. Level 6 is your third level of #Lifehack. Doesn't give you anything. 6th level of Crimson Fucker gains another Hemolithic art. I took Explosive Tempo. As a standard action, you spend 3 of your V points to cause all non-bleeding creatures within 60 feet of you and within line of effect to have their blood pressure begin to rise rapidly for 1 minute. Fortitude negates. If you apply bloodletting to that creature with a heightened blood pressure, they immediately suffer an additional D4 bludgeoning damage per Crimson Dancer level. At level 20, that is an additional 20 D4 bludgeoning damage just for standing nearby you. Level 7 gives you your fourth, well, not gives you, but for level 7, you'll take 4th level of #Lifehack. Lets you resist death effects and all that other bullshit, so useless for you since you're already undead. And your 7th level of Crimson Fucker gains Hurricane's Path and your next revelation. Hurricane's Path lets you decimate with wind blades only. Decimate is a base Crimson Dancer ability. Go read up on that, it's really good. You deal a D4 bonus damage per point of bloodletting bleed, or you can blow them a D4 times 10 feet away, dealing a D4 slashing damage per 10 feet. DC 15 strength check stops the target from being blown away, and your revelation gives you a slight fly speed, so pointless. Feat at this level is dual wielding Mystic Fusion, since I know that you love your dual guns. 5th level of #Lifehack gives you fucking nothing. 8th level of Crimson Fucker gives you Tempest Gale. They really need to change this. It only works if you hit a target with a manufactured melee weapon when the entire archetype is focused around range. So, yeah. Anyway, stat increases this level is +1 Charisma. 6th level of #Lifehack is now where we get the #Lifehack. You automatically reincarnate as per the spell 1 day later. Logically speaking, this means you die, you turn into your gaseous form since you're a Dread Vampire, and whenever your DM finally destroys you, you'll reincarnate 1 day later. It's really hard to actually destroy a Dread Vampire, so you're basically immortal. Anyway, 9th level Crimson Fucker gains another Hemolithic art. I took Vitality. Should you ever be killed by hit point damage, your stored V pool attempts to save your life. Before you suffer the damage, you are first healed, equal to 3d4 plus a d4 plus V per V point that you had stored, which then spends all of your remaining V points. You cannot gain any more points for 1 hour after being healed that way. So now, before you die through hit point damage, which is one of the only real ways to kill you right now, you can heal yourself to a max of, let's see here, 3d4 plus 28d4 healing for 1 day to save your life. And then you die and you go into your gaseous form, which once you go into your coffin, you will fast heal yourself back to full health. And then if you die again and they destroy you, you reincarnate the next day. Anyway, feat of this level will be dual wielding Mystic Strike. On to the next class. The next 2 levels from after 6th level of #lifehack can be whatever you want, since it's kind of a weird spot. But anyway, I chose Bloodbinder just because I liked it. But now you're on to 10th level of Crimson Fucker. You'll gain another revelation. When dealing damage with your wind blades, the damage becomes bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage rather than just slashing. Additionally, each time you deal damage to a creature with your wind blade, you may spend a free action to move that creature 5 feet in any direction that isn't lethal. 2nd level Bloodbinder allows you to grab a Blacksmith Insight instead of Arsenal Tricks. You can grab Arsenal Tricks either way. I just took additional binding. That way you could bind your second gun and summon it with your first gun in the same action, and it gains a small enhancement bonus. 11th level Crimson Fucker gains Eternal Body. It doesn't matter for you since you are undead and you're technically immortal. Anyway, feat of this level is Vital Strike. On to Reaper. Reaper will be the next class in our multi-class epidemic on this side. You already know how I feel about Reaper, but the bonuses are nice. Get your Duelist Sphere for free, get your Cult, your favorite Prey bonus plus 2, and your trophy. Cult will be Cult of the Fang for literal obvious fucking reasons. My other Alucard video has more info on that. Go check it out in the description. But let's move back over to Crimson Fucker. You gain another Hemolithic Art. I took Gushing Wounds. You gain the Duelist Sphere Blood Fountain Bleed talent as a bonus action. Even if you do not possess the base Duelist Sphere, you have it now. You may apply the effects of this talent anytime you deal blood-letting bleed damage to a creature, so every fucking attack. And you may apply, sorry. If you spend 2 of your V points when you apply Blood Fountain to a creature, any bloody terrain created by that creature is treated as difficult terrain. Static creature at this level is +1 dexterity. 2nd level Reapers gain a technique, pick whatever you want. 13th level Crimson Fuckers gain another revelation. When a creature is suffering from your bloodletting bleed begins their turn, you may spend 2 points of your V pool as an immediate action to empower your winds to force that target to move away. The creature must succeed a Fortitude save against your Weather Sphere DC or otherwise lose their move action and immediately move up to their speed in direction of your choice. But it has to be to a location with a wind severity of 1. Feat at this level is Perfect Calm for those will saves that you might ever have to make. 3rd level Reapers gain Blessing of Silver and a Prey casting bonus of +1. And then 14th level Crimson Tempest gain Eat Pain whenever struck by an ability or an attack that measures its damage in dice, so almost every attack. You may decide to maximize the damage to gain 2 V points. You have enough health by this point, and you're basically fucking immortal by this point to where it almost wouldn't matter to you. But anyway, this feature may be used multiple times per round. 4th level Reapers gain technique, again, pick whatever you want. 15th level Crimson Fuckers gain another Hemolithic Art. I took Cerebral Severance. You may spend 5 V points as a free action to apply bloodletting bleed damage as part of an attack action in order to sever a creature's cerebral artery. Creatures with severed arteries suffer 2 ability damage to their charisma, intelligence, and wisdom scores each time they suffer hit point damage from your bloodletting bleed. Fortitude negates. Extinguished creatures, suffer double the ability damage. So, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Feat at this level is improved Vital Strike. 5th level Reapers gain another cult ability. I'm not explaining any of these since they literally don't matter for you. 16th level Crimson Tempests gain another revelation. You gain a mantle, Bore Aloft, I think it's pronounced. You gain that talent as a bonus talent, and you always benefit from its effects, even if you do not have an active mantle. You always treat an area of wind as severity 2. If it was, you always treat an area of wind of severity 2 as if it was severity 3 for the purposes of this ability. Whatever. Stat increase at this level is +1 dexterity. 6th level Reapers gain another technique. Again, pick whatever the fuck you want. 17th level Crimson Tempest gain nothing of note, surprisingly. Feat at this level is Greater Vital Strike. 7th level Reapers gain Blood Hunter and the +2 prey casting bonus. Doesn't matter much for you. 18th level Crimson Fuckers gain another Hemolytic Art. I took Torrential Bleeds. Whenever a creature creates bloody terrain with the Blood Fountain Bleed talent, they also fill all adjacent squares to the one that they occupy with blood, meaning everywhere in a 10-foot area is now difficult terrain for them. 8th level Reapers gain another technique. Pick whatever the fuck you want. 19th level Crimson Tempests gain another revelation. It is a lot, but to summarize, at the cost of your V-Pool, you call down a tornado and creatures in it suffer the maximum wind blade damage that you can call. Feat at this level is Master Necroturge. Necroturge? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm bad at this. Anyway, go look up that feat. I didn't write down exactly what it does. I'm pretty sure it's a rather long feat. Anyway, 9th level Reapers, this is our capstone by the way, gain another cult ability. It does not matter for you. 20th level Crimson Tempest, gain your last revelation. You are always treated as if you are in an area of wind severity 7 for the purpose of calculating damage for your wind blade. Additionally, extinguished creatures are considered as if they were in an area of wind severity 7 for the purposes of the Tempest Song's Shroud. That increase at this level is +1 wisdom. These weird levels from after Reincarnation Master, do with them whatever you want. I only took those because the bonuses were nice and because I like the way that they function with Alucard. This is entirely how you want to do it. And personally speaking, I would say make this a boss, if anything. Players, unless you're in a really, really high power campaign, cannot do this. You absolutely would not be able to do this. Unless your DM allows it, of course. But by that point, good fucking luck to your DM. Anyway, on to pros and cons. For pro number 1, you are immortal. Pro number 2, you are undead. And pro number 3, your bleeds are absolutely insane. For cons, you are undead, you are a vampire, and you have a really annoying multi-class just because I decided to go down this pathway. In all honesty, you could literally just forget about the other half. Forget about Reincarnation Master if you really wanted to get away with it and just take Crimson Dancer and be fine. But just remember, you're not going to have the immortality essentially, but you know. Anyway, this was a really fun year for me with all these builds. I know it's not December yet, but I just want to say this now. Thank you to everybody who watched and is watching the video up until this point. I will do all of my requests starting next year. I'll spend the rest of this year finishing up the Konosuba builds that I promised. So it'll be 1 build in November, 1 build in December, and then back to 2 builds per month, hopefully starting next year. Right now I'm kind of trapped between Kazuma and Megumin to go first. Honestly, if you're still watching the video at this point, throw it in the comments which one you would like to see first. I honestly don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you later.